Hello, welcome back to Extra Life 2020 Gabriel Knight Edition. Both Susan and I are playing Gabriel Knight Sins of the Fathers with, yes, of course, the very southern drawl-ish Tim Curry here. This is quite an experience for us. Having some fun and raising money for sick and injured children at the Kentucky Children's Hospital. Yes, that is a plea for you to please donate if you can to the link below in the description. And while you're considering that, let us play some more and have some fun. Alright, I think we've done about everything we need to do here, unless there's some more stuff you'd like to do.
No, I think we are ready to venture forth.
Well, we need to gather our party first, and then we need to venture forth. Okay, yeah, I guess we're ready to go. I mean, they put in so many audio responses and recorded so many for these things. Like, you can push the coat, or you can open the painting, or whatever. But there's so many that there'd be such a waste of time to go through them all.
Right,
humorous as many of them are, but I feel like, I can only go so far with that. Oh, I gotta open the door. Excuse me.
I'm going out.
Don't hurry back on my account.
Fine, I won't.
Alright, well, this is where we are, the St. George's Bookshop. St. Louis Cathedral, Jackson Square. You've been to Jackson Square?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You'll be able to tell me whether or not it's accurately depicted here. Jackson Square Overlook, Napoleon House, Police Station, that's where Detective Mosley is, a historical Voodoo Museum, and Dixieland Drug Store. And of course, there's all the street names. I guess they're accurate.
Mm-hmm. It's like
And you can go to the New Orleans area map to go see. Oh, there's where Grandma lives. She doesn't live in this area. So a little further out, maybe. This river, Lake Pontchartrain. Alright, so where do you want to go first?
We go to Grandma's house first, or is that a horrible idea?
Actually, that is the perfect idea. Let's go to Grandma's house. What?
Little
FMV?
video.
Yeah.
Gabriel, I'm so glad you stopped by.
Let me tell you. As soon as this little cutscene is over here.
Sorry it's been a while, Grandma.
Should be.
Not at all. Give us a kiss. Now come and sit down.
Hug, but all right.
Tell me how you're doing.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah, if you like that, you're going to love Gabriel Knight 2. The Beast Within. That's it's an FMV game through and through.
Sounds exciting.
With some of the best, worst acting ever. Oh my gosh. So if that's your jam, you're going to love The Beast Within. Oh, goodness.
It definitely is, Chris. It's definitely my jam.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. I guess we'll look around first here, since Grandma's house.
Gabriel grew up in this room. Just being here make him feel safe. And after about 5 minutes, claustrophobic.
There.
Granny likes soft lighting.
Comes by it
On
honestly.
the wall are portraits of Gran and Gramps when they were young. Gabriel's inherited some good-looking genes. Gabriel grew Granny. The sofa has a worn blue chintz pattern that Gabriel remembers fondly. Granny has a way with plants and kids. Granny's knitting. She whips through that stuff like there was no tomorrow.
Good for her. I'm slow as fuck with my knitting.
Gabriel, Granny's side chair still has that annoying loose spring in the seat.
Don't they all?
Yes.
I think it's like required by law or something.
It is. That's what's on those little tags.
Yeah. Just ignore the loose spring.
That's my gran. Adorable as always.
You're such a tease.
Goodness.
He's
The stairs
something.
lead up to the attic. That clock has been in the Wright family, Granny's family, for centuries. Granny likes fresh carnations. Granny's favorite.
So,
Mostly pictures of Gabriel, his dad, and Harrison Knight.
Yeah, go ahead.
so
go ahead, son.
Granny, Wright, married a knight.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
Blame the writers, you know.
Mostly pictures of Gabriel, his
Yeah, we got that.
Gabriel. The wood in the bin is southern pine and is probably fossilized by now. Grandmother Knight rarely uses the fireplace these days. Too much of a hassle to clean.
That's fair. They're annoying to clean.
Mostly pictures of
Okay.
the double doors lead to Granny's front lawn.
Okay, that's pretty much everything we can look at in here. It's not quite as detailed as the bookstore.
It's good. It's good.
It's always being mischievous.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we can talk to her.
Yeah.
How you been, gran?
Just fine, dear. I'm sorry I bothered you at work, but I was hoping you'd get a chance to go through your father's things in the attic.
Don't be silly. You can call me anytime. Is there anything you need?
Me? Oh, no. I'm just fine, Gabriel. I have more than enough of everything.
Says every grandmother who ever lived.
What's new, gran?
I've been working on baby sweaters for the church bazaar. Keeps me busy.
Oh. No wonder she whips through them. Baby sweaters are easy.
Yeah, okay.
Is there anything you need?
Okay, yeah, same. All right. Yeah, till 7:15. Hopefully we can get through this.
Can we
I mean,
talk,
quickly.
gran?
Roughly.
Of
It
course,
doesn't
my
need to
boy.
be exact.
How can I help?
Okay, gotcha.
That's just when I was like, I should start thinking about getting myself ready to
What
go.
can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? What an odd question, Gabriel. Of course, you always were interested in monster movies and all that other weird stuff. You get that from your father and granddad. I don't know anything about it, dear. Of course, it was very big in New Orleans at one time, but you don't hear about it so much these days. Too much else in the world to worry about, I guess.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
Okay, for some reason it isn't dimming that one like it usually does when you've exhausted that topic. Damn.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Oh, Gabriel, nothing. And I don't want to. I sometimes wonder what this world is coming to.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is very southern. Of course, though, not as much as it used to be when I was a girl. It's gotten much more influenced by the East Coast and that California stuff. Still, it hasn't
That
changed as much as other
California
places, I
stuff.
reckon. We've always been happy here.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? Oh, surely you have something more interesting to talk about.
Oh, come on, gran.
All right, dear. What do you want to hear?
What do you do all day?
You know how I love to knit and work in my garden. I also take long walks. It's the only way to keep an old body like mine from stiffening up.
You're not old.
Oh, don't be foolish. I'm older than the hills.
Tell me about before you met Granddaddy.
Well, you know I was born Rebecca Wright. My daddy owned a lot of land outside of town. We grew peas, corn, cotton, all kinds of things. It was a good childhood, but my father was very strict. He didn't much let me out of his sight.
Tell me how you met Granddaddy.
I met Harrison at a church revival. There was a traveling preacher back then, a big fella named Reverend Jim. I even remember his slogan, "Come to me to find your way." Your granddad was sitting right behind me and my girlfriend Alma, and at one point, old Reverend Jim was flinging his hair around with his fire and brimstone annex, and a piece of it, one of those small add-on do's for men, went flying off. I swear, Harrison and I were the only ones that noticed. We both started laughing to beat the band. Everyone looked at us like we were a couple of loonies. It was then I knew that he was for me.
How you feeling these days?
Fit as a fiddle, and don't you worry your head about it.
They never ever tell you if anything's wrong, ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's their job.
Just tell me anything at all.
I had your father when I was 22. The doctors told me I couldn't have any more after him, so I'm afraid I spoiled him rotten.
Just tell me anything at all.
I never loved any man but your grandfather, and I never will.
Just tell me anything at all.
I hate to admit it, but I was a jealous little thing when your granddad and I were younger. I loved him so ferociously, and he did attract the eyes of the ladies, whether he wanted to or not.
Just tell me anything at all.
I get lonely sometimes, but I have lots of girlfriends in the neighborhood. I call one of them if I'm feeling blue.
Just tell me anything at all.
I wish you'd settle down and give me a great-grandchild.
Oh, Gran. Just tell me anything at all.
I had your father when I was...
Okay.
Those two don't necessarily have to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing, never mind.
All right, dear.
Tell me about our family.
Who would you like to hear about? Your granddad, your father, or your mother?
Okay, oh, we've already done herself, I guess, yeah.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad immigrated to America when he was 21. He worked his way through school, met and married me, and we had your father, Philip.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad supported me and your father with bookkeeping. I'll tell you what, though, he hated every minute of it. Didn't really like bookkeeping one bit. Maybe that was why he had the worst luck with jobs. The nights he'd come home afraid to tell me he'd lost another. And I would tell him it didn't matter to me. But he felt ashamed, Gabriel.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Harrison was only 36 when he died. Your father was 8 years old at the time. Your granddad was hit by a streetcar in the business district. Took me nearly a year to believe he was really gone.
I'm sorry, Gran.
I know you are, dear.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Did you know that your granddad was a poet? He was! He wrote the most beautiful poetry for me when we were courting. I always thought he should have done something with that gift. But he was such a practical man. Didn't believe in chasing after dreams.
Tell me something about Granddad.
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
Okay.
Tell me about my father.
Your father was my only child. How we adored him. Philip suffered from terrible nightmares, just like your granddad did.
Oh.
They were 2 peas in a pod.
Tell me about my father.
When Philip met your mother, it was love at first sight. They were married 2 weeks later. Never looked at a girl seriously until then. And he looked at plenty. You have your father's way with women, Gabriel. And your granddad's.
Tell me about my father.
I wanted to just lay down and die when he and your mother were killed in that car crash when you were only 8.
Okay.
It was the thought
Both
of taking
kids were
care of
8
you
when they're...
that kept me going, Gabriel. The police say your father swerved off the road after being frightened by something. Perhaps a deer in the road or a wild cat.
Tell me about my father.
Your granddad wanted Philip to have a normal life. He was obsessed by that thought. He pushed Philip to go to law school. Philip was driven to art. He painted almost in a daze. He would get so inside himself when he worked.
I've heard that phrase before.
Tell me about my father.
He always hated it that it was Margaret's money that supported the 3 of you when his painting couldn't. I kept telling him, try something more cheerful, like a landscape or 2. But he couldn't do it. His work was just too dark and disturbing for the public, you know.
Seems like
Tell me
Norlands
about
would be
my
the
father.
perfect
I
place to sell
don't know
that
what
sort of
else to
thing.
tell you, dear.
What's that?
I said it seems like Norlands would be the perfect place to sell that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, really.
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother was Margaret Templeton when your father met her. She came from a very wealthy Creole family in New Orleans. She was beautiful and reckless. She was madly in love with your father, of course, but I also think she liked defying her family. Since you're so interested in family history these days, why don't you go by St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 and visit the family tomb? It would be a sweet gesture.
Maybe I will.
Okay. The place we can go to.
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother's family refused to give her money after the marriage. All she had left was a modest trust fund from a great-aunt, who happened to like Philip. The remainder of your mother's trust fund became yours when she died. That's what you used to open your bookshop.
Tell me about my mother.
The Templetons are all gone now. Every last one of them.
Wow.
They never wanted anything to do with us, of course. What a waste.
Huh. Wonder what the story is behind that.
Tell me about my mother.
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
Why the Templetons wanted nothing to do with the Knight family?
You know, you get prettier every time I see you.
Oh, you.
Have you baked any of your incredible molasses pies lately?
No,
Ooh.
dear. But you let me know when you want some, and I'll whip up half a dozen.
I've never heard of a molasses pie. You're the
There.
pie master here, mistress.
You've lost weight. Are you courting a new man?
Oh, Gabriel, don't be silly. You know there'll never be anyone but your granddad for me.
Your hair looks very pretty today,
Oh,
Gran.
another word for
Oh, my thank
fly
you,
pie.
dear.
Okay.
So does... you've always had such nice, thick hair, Gabriel.
What was that?
Molasses pie, also known as shoe fly pie, which I have
Okay.
heard of before.
Haven't heard of either. Hope it's good.
You know, I always tell
Sure would
people
be.
that my
Molasses is
gran
amazing.
is the prettiest grand old belle in the city.
Oh, dear. You shouldn't talk so.
You know,
Okay, got that. All right, I think that exhausts all of that. So we'll go ahead. Okay. Yeah. Well, she wants us to go through her attic.
Got father stuff in the attic.
So let's head on up there, I guess.
I'm going to go up to the attic, Gran.
Be careful of the dust.
Be careful of the dust. Let's give it a quick save. Let's have a look around.
Grandma's attic is a storehouse of forgotten treasures and useless junk.
Depends on your point of view.
Grandma's
That must have been the year Granddaddy caught Santa on the roof.
These old picture frames have been up here for years. It's an old, dusty bicycle tire. Grandma's attic. It's an old dress dummy that Gran had in her sewing room years ago.
My first impression of the female form.
Aw, way to make it gross, Gabriel.
It's Granddaddy's old golf bag.
Yeah, okay.
It's an old metal tub full of dust and cobwebs.
Looks like a giant food bowl or something for a dog.
I think it's upside down. I think if you flip it
Oh,
over,
yeah.
it's like
Now
one
I
of
see
those
it.
washing basins.
Gabriel has seen these ornaments every year at Christmas for as long as he can remember. It's a lady's hat from the
Yep.
1920s.
Sure
From
is.
Gran's Virginia Woolf period.
That tennis racket probably hasn't served a ball since the 40s. Grandma's the sheet-covered upholstered rocker used to be in Gabriel's nursery. There's a sketchbook on the chair that Gabriel vaguely remembers as his father's. That box of knickknacks has been up there for at least 5 years. Grandma, it's one of Grandma's old parlor tables. The brass bed frame is from God knows where. A skylight lets welcome sunlight into the attic. The old velvet curtains hung in the parlor before Gran lightened up the place. The old trunk looked like it's gone to hell and back. An elaborate mechanical clock, probably of German origin, is among the discarded treasures of the attic. It doesn't seem to be running at the moment.
Okay. Not sure if we need to do anything. Well, can we take
Gabriel
the clock?
doesn't want to take the clock.
No.
About the sketchbook.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I think I'd take Daddy's sketchbook with me.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Oh, we haven't even looked at a lot of these things.
The tweezers from the bookshop are an old stainless steel pair that Gabriel's had forever.
Ooh, time to get some new ones, dude. They make much better ones now.
It's true.
The magnifying glass is an expensive one with an inlaid jade handle, an heirloom from
Fancy.
Gabriel's grandfather. The $20 gift certificate for St. George's looks pitifully new and unused. Gabriel looks fondly at his father's sketchbook and charcoal pencil.
All right, well, let's open it up. Oh, my.
Images haunt the pages of Philip Knight's sketchbook, the way they must have haunted his mind. The images touch a deep chord in Gabriel. So familiar are they that he finds it hard to believe they aren't from his own subconscious.
Like, we recognize that amulet we saw, and the lion's face in the fire.
Burning jaguar.
Jaguar, yeah. And snakes. We saw snakes in the video too. Or not video, but video, yes, but
Dream.
Not sure what this symbol was.
Donut.
Donut looking thing. Or this, obviously.
Images haunt the
Okay. Yeah, alright. Well, we've seen that. Can we do anything with the clock? 'Cause it looks important for some reason.
Right.
An elaborate mechanical clock, probably of German origin, is among the discarded treasures of the attic. It doesn't seem to be running at the moment. A key winds the clock's mechanism. It's the minute hand. It's the minute hand. A ring of 6 symbols surround the face of the clock. A sword, a sun, an angel, a noose, an eclipse, and a dragon.
Interesting.
The face of the clock is hand-painted. There's an interesting design in the base of the clock.
Like a drawer, maybe, or something?
Yeah.
Nothing happens. The hands do not appear to have any mechanical function other than to move.
Can we push them around?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we can set the time. Interesting. There's probably a specific time we need to set it to in order to solve this puzzle, and I don't know what the time is yet. Let me get that elsewhere in the game. We'll save that for another time, I think. Okay, well, let's exit out of that. Can we open up the trunk?
The lid is blocked by the clock.
Then move the clock. And what's inside?
The trunk contains some old clothes, including a pair of leather shorts,
Aren't those called lederhosen?
serious hiking boots, more of Harrison Knight German book,
Just what I need.
and a bundle of letters. Love letters between Harrison and Rebecca.
Aw.
Do we want to take any of it?
I don't think there's anything in that trunk that would interest anybody but my gran.
Okay, we'll just close it in, I guess. All right. Do we need anything from this box or basket or whatever?
There's nothing I want in there.
Okay. I'd imagine there's nothing else we need anywhere else in this attic.
There is nothing.
So, okay. Well, maybe we'll come back later and deal with that clock. Alright. Well, I guess we'll head on out, perhaps. Say goodbye to Gran first.
That's it. Take a load off, hun.
Nice weather.
Oh, Gabriel, please. It's been just awful. Muggiest summer of my life.
But are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's do it.
I'm going up the attic again.
Enjoy yourself, dear.
Alright, so remember that painting at the bookstore? That was painted by his father or grandfather, I can't remember which. But
His father, yeah.
Father, okay. That's right, he was the painter. What the motif was on it?
A snake in a skull?
Okay, so snakes are important, apparently.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
In fact, in our inventory here, in the book, look, there's snakes
it's
here
got
and
threes.
snakes here.
Yeah.
Three snakes
and
here,
threes.
3 snakes here. Yeah, so I don't know where it gets 3 dragons from, but
Dragons and snakes have been related symbologically before.
this, yeah, I don't like this puzzle because it seems like it's one of the most obscure ones in this game, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
If those are the hints we're going off of, yeah, it's pretty
vague.
obscure.
So, and there's more that we're going to uncover later, so I guess we don't have to do this one now, but while we're here and we have enough information, we might as well. So, apparently we can also
The ring
operate-
of symbols does not
Wait, no.
The ring.
It does move. Okay, so we can actually rotate the ring as well. And yeah, you can. There's I guess that's the angel on top there. That's the noose, the eclipse. So this is a dragon. And apparently because the dragon is significant, it goes at the top. There's no snake, otherwise probably that would be at the top or something. But no dragon in this case, because there's dragons. And as far as the clock, well, where is it? 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to figure out what to do there.
Okay, and then we wind it.
Granddaddy, you old fox.
So, wow, yeah.
Fascinating. All right.
I don't even know what I'm getting here. Oops, I should have looked at it.
It's an old letter on fancy paper.
Alright, we'll get that. Yeah. Anything else in there?
A secret drawer has opened in the base of the clock.
Alright, so we got
So
a
the
couple
picture.
things.
The old photograph showed Gabriel's grandfather with 2 other men that Gabriel has not identified.
Okay.
Imagine it'll change when we have identified it.
The letter is addressed to Heinz Ritter, whoever that is.
Related maybe to Wolfgang Ritter?
Who's Wolfgang Ritter?
We had a message from him.
Oh, that's
in
right, that's right.
Germany.
Or he called, yeah, that's right, yeah. Let's read that.
The back of the photo has the following written on it. Schloss Ritter, 1925.
Okay.
The letter is written in German, but Gabriel determines what he can about it. It was sent from a place called Schloss Ritter in Rittersberg, West Germany. The letter is addressed to mein Sohn Heinz and signed Wilhelm Ritter. One of the recurring words strewn throughout the letter is the word Schattenjäger. The only thing that Gabriel can decipher about the letter is a sense of urgency in the handwriting and in the heavy use of quill-tip bold strokes and underlining.
Hello, Standard Held 83. Thank you for joining. You caught us at an interesting moment in this game here. We're actually about to wrap this up for today. But,
This is the last page of inventory.
Fine. Alright, well, I think that's all we can do with the clock. So we'll just go ahead and leave now. Maybe we might have some more questions for Gran. Who is Heinz Ritter? Maybe you.
Or Wilhelm Ritter. Or Wolfgang Ritter.
What's going on here?
That's it. Take a load off, hon.
Yeah.
Can we talk,
He is
Gran?
adorable. He's right.
Of course, my boy.
Yeah.
How can I help?
Yeah, okay.
Schattenjäger.
Have you ever heard of a Schattenjäger?
Schattenjäger? Schattenjäger? How odd, Gabriel. I haven't heard that word in years. My goodness, you've given me a chill. Your granddad used to say that sometimes in his sleep.
Really? Do you know what it means?
No, I'm afraid not. I asked him about it once. I don't think he answered me. Odd.
Thanks, Gran.
Okay, how about,
Do you know anyone named Heinz Ritter?
points for that?
Heinz Ritter. Oh, Gabriel. Where did you hear that name?
I found a letter in Granddaddy's clock.
I promised I'd never tell you or your father. But I suppose it doesn't matter now.
Tell me, Gran.
Your granddad's name was Heinz Ritter before he came to America.
Oh.
He changed it to Harrison Knight legally when he arrived.
That's fair.
Interesting. Yeah, because sometimes they mispronounce that word, standard tail. And I'm sure that Susan and I are going to mispronounce it every time we try to say it as well, you know. Because neither of us are German. You're not German, right, Susan?
I'm part German.
Part German. Oh, okay.
And I took 3 years of German in high school.
Oh, wow. See, I never did. I took French, I think, in high school. So you do know the proper pronunciation of that word. Mm-hmm. And that is, Schottenjäger is correct?
Yeah, Schottenjäger. Mm-hmm.
Schottenjäger.
When you've got like an umlaut, it's often like that vowel with an E after it, or like elongating it is another way to think about it. So.
Okay. I'll try to remember that. Because we have this machine at work called the Zund machine. And it's Z-U-N-D with the umlaut over the U.
Yeah, so it'd be a Zund.
Zund, okay. Because I've heard the company, their hold music, or people on the holds thing say it, pronounce it Zund, you know, but I've also heard Zund as well, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Schottenjäger.
Why did Granddad change his name?
I don't know. I tried to ask him about his family, his life before America, but he didn't want to talk about it. He never even told me about his name change. I found out one day when I saw his passport in a drawer, since he obviously found it painful. I never questioned him about it. But I'm sure it wasn't trouble with the law. Your granddad was the best man I ever knew.
Didn't Granddad ever say anything about his past or his family?
Only that his family was crazy, and that he never wanted to see them again. He believed in some family curse, thought that he could spare Philip and Philip's children from what he called old nightmares. Whatever Harrison wanted to spare you, though, it cost him plenty. He never did sleep well, and he would often get a far-away, guilty look in his eyes. He was wrestling with something he thought he should be doing, someplace he thought he ought to be. I don't know how he could think that he should be anywhere but with me and our child. It's a terrible way to live.
Do you know anything else about Heinz Ritter?
I've told you all I know about your granddad's past.
Okay, so it's done. Nothing
Have
else
you
here?
ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
I don't know what else to...
Okay, nope, nothing else there. I guess, unless we want to try and drill on anything else.
Nah.
I think we've exhausted all the options there. Okay. Well, there's that. I guess we'll... Oh, she just goes right back to knitting. Okay. Bye, Gran. I guess. Oh, it's right. Oh, I keep forgetting. Open.
Well, yeah, because it's just a needless extra click.
Well, Gran, I better get going.
All right, dear.
Okie dokie. Well, let me take this opportunity to say thank you very much for watching, folks. I'm going to cut off the recording here, and we'll continue in the next video. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that great stuff. Follow me on twitch.tv/sturmb, and on Twitter @sturmb, and on Instagram, where I'm simply known as Sturm. I stream every Wednesday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, 0200 UTC, and every Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, or 1900 UTC. And please, if you have the wherewithal, please donate whatever you can to Extra Life. The link is in the description below this video. Even if it's just $1, it goes a lot further than you think. And if you can't afford money, try donating a couple minutes of your time to stop by my stream whenever I am streaming and just say hi. That'd be great. We'll have a chit chat while we're gaming. So until the next video, hope to see you there. Take care and stay safe.